Hello and welcome to the second segment of Fixing My Subscriber Songs. Here I have a real life subscriber. He's also a longtime friend and he has just really dived. He's really dived deep into production recently, and I thought he would be the perfect candidate for this, so he can ask as many questions as he wants, probably a lot of the same questions that you guys are going to have, and that way you can learn something from Ryland's work and from me helping him improve it. So he's going to show me some songs, we're going to pick one, and then we're going to open it on my computer, and we're going to dive into it. Okay, so we have two of Ryland's songs that we're going to dive into here. We listened through a bunch of his demos, and the first one is called Solo-Idea 1. Let me tell you, I used to call all my songs funny names too back in the day. I don't know if I told you that. The one that I remember the best is, Electro 1 was the first one that I made. And then I got really deep. I had one called The Tapestry of the Donkey Tunic, which I have no idea. As you can see, he's been taking my courses and he has been structuring stuff out really nicely, which is lovely. I love it. But let's go ahead and listen through and see what he's got so far. Not bad. Not bad at all. A little more percussion. Shuffle hat. What's going on here? All right. And then the chorus.
It's the same.
Okay. I was expecting something to happen. Okay,
There's
so
no
nothing
chord
really
change.
changes here, and then instrumental.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually don't have Simplant, I don't think. Let's see. Sorry, but my trial's over.
Oh man, you're missing out.
All right, for now,
Yeah,
I'm
you could just throw.
going to put another sound there.
That's
Kinda.
pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so first of all, great job. Great job, great start. The first thing I want to dive into is the drums, of course, because they're like the foundation of everything. So let's just break down each one of these sounds. So we have this virtual ride kick, which is fine. Virtual ride's dope. Group chat with him. He always sends the craziest Ableton things I've ever heard. I'm just turning it up a little bit. I just turned the sample up here under gain because it just seemed quiet. I think also the reason why it's not coming through on the mix is like, you could probably keep the volume that it's at, but this bass needs to be sidechained with the kick. So to do that, we just go ahead and go into audio effects, go to compressor, open it up, click sidechain, route it to the kick. I love how you have everything labeled, makes it really easy to work with. We turn EQ off, attack all the way down. You know this stuff from the course, right?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay. Yeah, so
I
now
just didn't do it because
when the kick plays, it ducks the bass and volume so that you can actually hear the kick come through. All right, let's take a look at this clap. Seems fine. Oh, it's an Umru clap. Is that where you got those samples?
yeah.
Nice.
Well, that one.
All right, what are we working with here? We got an EQ and we got thermal. Thermal's not doing much. Thermal is doing a lot, wow. Nice, we could probably just add a little of this after. More high end. They're not bad. The drums aren't bad at all. This just sounds a little bit like it's in another. Oh boy, look at all this. Look at all this. All right, rewind. Let's dive into this. All the drums are going through this processing right here where it says drums. And you have this punch boom in A, and then you have this stuff, which is interesting. Let's take all these effects off. Okay. I prefer not to put stuff on all the drums unless I'm filtering them, like building into a drop or something like that. Let's assume the compression sounds good the way it is here. But like if you start building with a kick like this, like it could, change all the compression on everything else and make stuff sound weird mix-wise. I know we know some other people who like to use this punch boom in A. If I am going to use punch boom like this, I'll just use it just on the kick track. Or I'll use it on a group with everything but the kick, but I usually don't do it on kick and snare and all that stuff together because I've noticed it just compresses stuff together in a weird way. I wouldn't use stuff on all of the drums together. I would at least try to isolate the kick and then add it on the other stuff. Let's see. So is there a reason why you scooped right here?
I thought you were supposed to make room for the bass. I thought the point was that the sub frequencies all take up that space. So
Mm-hmm.
if we have sub frequencies in the bass, it'll make room for those.
Yeah, so there's two things that take up sub-range frequency usually in dance music. It's the kick and the bass. But here, when you're starting to scoop stuff out, you're also scooping stuff out of the kick. Because the kick is going through this processing chain. So we can see here the kick frequencies. You see that?
Yeah.
So this is kind of starting to scoop some of that out. It's not too bad, but basically if you wanted to scoop that stuff out of the drums, I would put the kick separate so it's up there, and then I would do like under the rest of the drums here, you can scoop out those lows.
Got it.
Yeah. Because we want that low end from the kick. That's one of the places that you get low end in dance music. Yeah, and you can scoop out everything below like 30 hertz because no one's going to hear that on any system anyway. All right. Nice. So, a couple problems that I have with these samples is just that this one's really quiet. Okay, that's better. And this one is really quiet too. Whoa. So, this is just basic mixing stuff, you know. I'm just turning stuff up and down. This is actually pretty cool. Not like actually pretty cool like you're a bad producer or something, but this is a cool sound. What I would do is this sounds so, this like sound?
Yeah.
Sounds so clean compared to, like they just sound almost like they're from two different sample packs, you know?
Yeah.
They don't really like live in the same space. I would just try to maybe use something like thermal, which you've been using, or some kind of distortion plugin just to like make this a little bit more dirty. And then also you've been EQing stuff, but probably chill out some of the high end and then scoop out some of the lows. Just so they sound like they kind of live in the same space. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so let's look into this bass sound right here. Very cool. I don't mind this sound at all. I think it's great. What I would do is there's actually not that much bass in this sound. So what I would do is Command Shift T and we'll make a new MIDI track. And I would just copy these notes for the chorus, copy them down here. We can even change the colors to be able to distinguish them. And then you can use any kind of sub bass that you want for this. We can, for this we can use B bass. B bass is a stock Ableton sub, but it's just really good. So let's see. Nice. We'll just go ahead and lower the octave, which I think we can do, yeah, here. That's a 0. Oh, yeah. It all needs to actually go up an octave. The only reason why I'm changing it in transpose is we can easily just like copy these notes and paste them here and they'll be in the right octave. Okay. So now we can play with the decay, get it to match up with the how long those notes are, you know. Okay, let's go ahead and make room for all these instruments, for all these basses with the EQs. So we'll do EQ 8 and we will get rid of everything below. Usually it's like around 100 hertz, but we'll just do 90 to give it a little bit more room. And then on the sub bass, we will get rid of everything above 90. So now they complete each other. And then also we will get this compressor and copy it, paste it on our sub bass so that it cuts out when the kick cuts out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What was happening here? Nothing?
No, I think I had started something. I hadn't come up with anything yet.
Okay. I mean, this you could use any sound you want. There is, I believe, in instruments, there is a brass sound that I love, but I can't remember what it's called. It's also it comes with Ableton, which is why I'm trying to use it, so that people can follow along. It's like this, it's very close to this. There's no way to affect the length of it. What do you think? What, you want to use Serum?
Yeah, I like the Serum sound.
Yeah, there's good stuff in Serum. What sample packs have you been enjoying? Or sorry, what preset banks?
There's some. I have a bunch of stuff from Splice that I use.
Same.
But I'm sure you have something good in there.
Yeah, there is.
What's that pluck?
Where?
ELS pluck Hazel.
Hazel.
Oh, that's cool.
Easy. It sounds like kind of compressed already. What's happening?
Yeah, maybe flick the reverb off. Oh yeah, that's a lot better too.
And then what I would do is just drag OTT onto it. For those of y'all who don't know about OTT, it's a stock multiband compressor in Ableton, and you can just go to Audio Effects, Multiband Dynamics, and just drag OTT on. That's what I did. And then you pull these guys down right here, and you push these up. Kyle from Gray showed me OTT. It's just the best. Without it, it just makes stuff louder and bigger. Nice. It seems like there should be some sort of call and response because it's like doom, doom, doom. Empty space.
Yeah.
Now, are the vocals doing some sort of?
We don't really have any final vocals on it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they are in the right key though?
I think so.
Okay, we could try reversing them. I believe also under audio effects, I have like Ableton vocal processing, which is like vocal processing using only Ableton stock plugins. If you guys are like, whoa, I want that, I have a video on how to make this chain, and I'll put it right there, I think. Yeah, go up there if you want to learn how to process vocals with only Ableton stock plugins. It sounds kind of hot. Maybe some kind of like plucky synth. I mean, everything's kind of plucky at this point. Do you have any questions, by the way?
No, this is great. I mean, there's no real chord information at all yet either. It's just bass.
There is some really good regressive house presets. I believe they'd be under pluck. C sharp minor, ladies and gentlemen. Ding, ding. Okay, just building out some plucks. Oops, without those. And without these. So now, this is just what I would do to start building out dynamics, you know. We want those chords timing-wise, but we don't want those literal chords. Also, could be kind of sick just to do this, you know? Another thing I would do is I want to record that onto this track. So to do that, instead of sending it to the main, I'm going to send it to track 11, which is right below it. Then I press auto here and record, and I can just press record. Record it right onto that, and then you got to send it back to the main, and this one you can click off, and now we have. So what I would do is use that to kind of bring in that sound. I do this in a lot of my other videos, but something like this is reverse right here. Obviously, this is reverse. I'd probably cut a little bit of it off, just like that, and voila. And if you'll notice, the kick feels a little bit clunky with all this stuff happening. It's because it's not being sidechained. So I'm just going to copy and paste the sidechain onto these sounds. Hear how like now there's more room. You can hear the kick and everything. Yeah, because without it, everything's just kind of like clashing, playing at the same time. I'm also just curious, where's my Eating Producer Pro sample pack? Here we go. Yeah, this one.
How do you choose like when to like layer like a sound versus like just an individual sample? Like when would you want to layer kicks versus just like a normal kick?
So, for example, this kick to me, it just doesn't sound the way that I want it to.
Yeah.
It has too much going on. This is a lot more like simple and refined. No shade against Virtual Riot. There's definitely time and place for that kick. But in the case of this mix and everything, it doesn't sound clear enough. The transient doesn't sound like clicky enough. It sounds kind of what my friend Tom would call flubby.
Flubby kick.
Yeah. So to me, this sounds more clear especially for EDM. Like, I don't even know what you'd call it. But this type of electronic music, I think that this kick would suit it better. Versus...
Yeah.
This one kind of like gets lost in the mix. Yeah. And this one just cuts through. And it's from my sample pack, EDM Producer Pro.
Wait a minute.
It's not my sample pack. That's my that is my course, EDM Producer Pro. Anyway, so that's what I would do in terms of building it out. It's just refining the samples. I think the clap is fine. But if you wanted to, you could like, whoa. No, it's not making a huge difference. This one's a lot shorter. This one sounds great, honestly. It's basically very, very similar. So the way that this is built out right now, it's kind of leaving room for vocals. But basically, I think that's what I would do for this. If you wanted to, you can obviously add some kind of pad playing the same chords as the bass. I'll move it up here so you can see. We'll just call it pad. And we have this bass part, but if we extend these notes, we can just make our own little part. And then these are the chords. I know music theory, so I'm able to do this quickly. But if you don't, then go ahead and check out my video on music theory, which is right up here. And you can learn music theory in about 17 minutes, although it will probably take a little practice after that. Let's go ahead and find a pad sound. Ableton has a lot. I'm going to use Serum for now because I love Serum. It's just the best synth out there, hands down. Right after that.
Yeah, the preloaded Serum sound is insane. Oh, cool.
Dude, there's... Alright. Let's put this in octave. So these are all minor. They're supposed to be major. Whoa, what is that? Oh, it's just like kind of a random note. This should work. I don't love this sound, but dude, Synth Hacker has a lot of good stuff too. Rufus.
Oh, that's cool.
There's like a bit of detune on it too. Which,
I like the detune.
yeah. You like detune, kid? I got some detune for you.
What's he got? What's running to the master tune on Serum?
Let's see.
Is it the envelope? No,
LFO4.
Yeah.
So right here, it's just barely going up and down. Very subtle. Yeah. Cool. So for drums, yeah, I know I didn't explain that super well. Usually if I'm listening to a kick sample and I feel like, oh, the low end's not very good on it, I'll just find a different kick.
Got it.
Yeah, but if I feel like there needs to be a little bit more high end in it, then I'll find a kick with a transient that I really like. So let's assume that we just kept using the same kick from earlier. I could look in the sample pack, find a kick where, dude, this one's called flub kick, how funny. Or let's see, something with more of a transient. Like that has a really precise transient, and I just filter everything out except for the transient and then layer them together. And you can even fade out the transient on one of them, so now that's how it sounds instead of now it's like
crazy.
Pokier. So even that could work. It's kind of hard to see, but there's the transients there. So you can even bring transients like that in when a chorus comes in to make the kick sound bigger. Just pokes through more. But usually, like I did before, you can just find a kick that is the way that you want.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So other than that, I mean, this is cool because it can feel like a chorus, and then you can add a sweep, some kind of effect to kind of bring it in. Probably need to turn it down. And And then also on the master, just to make it feel bigger when it comes in, like if that's the actual drop and you're wanting it to feel big, you can just put a utility before this guy and turn it down 1 dB or 1.5. 2 if you're feeling insane. Whoops, negative 1.5. And then what we're going to do is we're going to automate this. This is turning the whole song down 1.5. So now it's just quieter. But when this drop comes in, we want this to turn off, so then the song turns back up 1.5. So then it's going to sound louder. So basically, before it's on, so it's turning everything down, and then when the drop comes in, it's turning off, and then everything goes back to regular volume. Does that make sense?
Is there a reason you would do it that way instead of having it raise 1.5 dB going into the chorus?
Yeah, because basically when I'm mixing and mastering stuff, I'm wanting to try to mix and master it. I mix and master kind of at the same time. I just basically mix and make sure that it's loud enough. But I get it as loud as it can be with Pro L too, and just like have this all be at the max volume that it's going to be at. And then I'll duck from there instead of pushing, because when you push, sometimes you'll realize when you do push it up 1.5, it just distorts the crap out of it. So yeah. And just this with like a great vocal over it. No. However you want to make it a moment vocally. But yeah, production wise, that's just a simple way to build it out a little bit more. And then obviously, you know, drums, bass, mids, we kind of have that going. The vocals you'll figure out, and then effects are kind of the last piece of the puzzle. And there's a lot of stuff you can do. But you know, this guy with some filter delay Whoa, this is a plugin I don't think I've ever used, but it's a cool way to just mess with effects, is you find some kind of like little downshifter and then throw reverb and decay and stuff on it. It can be whatever you want. And that's pretty much it. You can find little vocal parts, like if we want to send this to that. Kind of the same trick I did before, where you send it to something and record it. Always make sure to send it back to the master. Now, do something like that, and we can just, this is what we're working with. But you can do something like overdrive and put some reverb on it. And then you can do a little filter with the EQ. Like this. Man, this video is going to be long, but hopefully it'll be helpful for certain people. So now you just have like little reverb throw in the background. And then you could do it again right after, pitch it up an octave.
Cool.
And then we got our super cool chorus. The kick is kind of like just everything in dance music, so you always want to make sure that there's enough low end. Okay, so any other questions about this one?
No.
Okay, that's what I would do. Drums, bass, mids, vocal effects. Follow the checklist, please. Okay, house idea 3. We're gonna do one more, and then after we're gonna do rapid fire Q&A, where Rylan can just ask me whatever he wants. And yeah, let's take a look at this one. What's not working? Okay, Kramer tape, H delay, LFO tool. That's fine.
This definitely has a drum master bus too.
Okay, thanks for opening up to me in advance about that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one's got a massive drum master bus.
It's fine. We can work without it. Okay, so let's go ahead and just listen through, and then we will dive into it after. It's not that long, so. Talk about a flubby kick, but it's working. It's working. Sick.
You didn't have my delay plugin.
Very disclosure.
There was a delay on the snare going into the drop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it goes.
Oh.
But you don't have H delay. That's fair.
thought I did. I guess I don't. Okay, we can do that in post.
Yeah,
we can
I'm
fix
sure
that
you
in
can
post.
fix it.
Okay, so hearing that, what do you hear? What do you think should be changed?
There's no bass in it right now. I couldn't figure out any low end on
Okay.
it that fit
Good.
really well.
Good?
I also think the drums are kind of boring. They don't really change ever.
Okay.
They're kind of static the whole time. I like when there's more dynamics in the drums.
Okay. Let's dive into kicks. What's weird is that's not even the kick. Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, it's serum kick.
No way. What? I love that idea. Okay, that is a really cool kick, I have to say. Let's use a non-serum kick first and just see. All right, let's just start chipping away at the drop. First thing I want to do is just find a great kick. And I'm not going to look further than my EDM Producer Pro sample pack. Can you imagine? I just even if your kick's great, I just keep plugging the sample
Yeah,
pack.
this is awesome, but you know what's better? You didn't even listen to the kick I have in there.
To this
Muted.
one?
No, this one's muted.
This is like that high end that I was talking about before.
That's why it's layered.
But it's muted, and it's been muted.
Well, it's not on my computer.
Oh. It's kind of sick. Okay, let's go ahead and just take all this processing off of the drums. See, this kind of stuff is okay. If you're like, I just want to get a cool kind of tape sounding effect on the drums, you can duck the highs like that or whatever. But usually I want to adjust each drum thing individually. So let's go ahead and just start with this. There is a kick actually, and I'm going to go ahead and use another plugin. Splice is being disobedient.
Boo.
Boo.
I actually love Splice.
Be better, Splice. I do
No,
love
who to
Splice.
Splice?
And for goodness sakes, I've reached out to you so many times on email. Just send me an email and sponsor a video. I use you guys all the time. It'd be like the perfect collaboration for both of us. But your email team is dropping the ball. Real quick, if you're learning anything or you're just enjoying this video, I would love if you would consider subscribing and giving me the chance to help you make the best music that you're capable of. And who knows, maybe someday you could be sitting in this chair and we could break down one of your tracks. So subscribe if you want to. It's free for you and it would mean a lot to me. Okay, back to the video. There is a certain...
We'll say I used all this month's credits on all of her samples because of you.
Did you?
Well, you said they're the best, and so I was like, all right.
They are. He is really, really good. I mean, he's like a little too good. Because doesn't leave a lot of room for other people. It's actually... okay, there is like an analog...
The Cashmere ones are good, too.
They are. Oof. Okay, these kicks made by this person. Okay, this kick right here, it's called Kick, and it's in the Deep Analog House Pack. It's just really nice for this kind of stuff. I don't know why I found it. I haven't been able to find anything like it since. Why is it distorting?
Probably my drum bus.
You would think, but it's just super loud. Everything is just way too loud. There's probably too much low end in it as well, which is why I like to EQ stuff separately. Okay.
I read something the other day that said if you have to take more than 3 dB out of anything when you're EQing it, it's a bad sample and you should not use it. What do you think about that?
I think that's somebody trying to have a hot take, trying to have like a strong opinion, but I don't think that's true at all. I think that it could be an indicator that it's a bad sample, but honestly, like for this, I just had to take 1.86 out of the low end to make it not distort, and it's fine. I mean, I know that's not as much as they said, but for stuff all the time, I'm EQing more than 3 dB. And especially if you're recording stuff. Once you record stuff, it's like you have to do so much to it sometimes to get it to sound good. Okay, this clap is cool, but in Splice, there's actually an old school house clap. Actually, I think in this. Ooh, there's a lot of good claps. I mean, that's...
Oh, the Dead Mouse kick. Is it Dead Mouse? Dead Mouse?
Dead Mouse.
That's how
Dead
he
Mouse.
goes by?
Yeah, Dead Mouse. Josie thought it was Dead Mouse 5.
That's what I thought
Like
it was.
15 years ago when she showed me. Do I have... Oh, I have most popular, like my most popular ones. Dude. Yes.
That's it.
Oh, yes. Oh, my
old house
goodness.
clap.
That one's good, but now that one's good too. All right.
I like that one. You like my minus 22 dB on that bad boy?
Why'd you turn it down so much? You know why you had to turn it down so much? Because you had that crazy stuff on the drum bus. I will say this. Here's my hot take. If you have to put all that stuff on the drum bus, then your drum samples aren't very good.
Here's a hot take. You know whose drum bus I copied? Disclosure's drum bus.
Did you really?
Yeah, that's from their Twitch stream.
They put thermal on their drums?
No, they use Saturn, but I don't have Saturn.
Oh.
They have cool. I was playing with the presets, but they have a lot of cool like.
Yeah, I will say this too. There are no rules.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter.
Why do you fade everything?
Because these samples are too long, in my opinion. So without fading, let's have a listen. Just insanely long versus.
Yeah.
Is
Is there any, like, is it just based off your ears, or is there any method?
Cool. For a kick, I usually try to keep it, if you divide, like, one bar, or sorry, one count, one beat, I try to get it around a quarter of the beat, maybe a little bit more. Definitely no longer than half.
Cool.
But you can, like I said, there are no rules. Some people go a lot longer than that.
I know Disclosure likes to alternate the length of kicks. That's like one of their big.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they'll do like a short one, long one, long one, long one, long one, short one, or whatever.
Well, they're very cool, so do whatever they're doing.
No, I like seeing what different people do.
They are.
I like their drums.
They're the coolest. All right, we'll leave thermal on because it's making the kicks chunky, but it's cool. Okay, hi-hat. What are we working with here?
I think it would be sick if they were garage drums. I don't know how to do that.
Well, I mean, it would just be a different pattern, right?
Because like to find good samples. They're so like ticky.
Garage is like, right? Pattern-wise.
I was just thinking of the hats though, like the.
Oh. Yeah, we can do some MIDI hats and even find like, let's go back in my set.
Or maybe it's honestly just like a shaker layer or something underneath, something that's faster.
Yeah, let's drag Simpler onto this.
What is Simpler? I've heard a lot of people.
Simpler's just a very basic sampler that's built into Ableton.
Oh, cool.
Keeps things super simple. Pun intended.
Yeah. Oh, so now you can play it on your keyboard.
Yeah.
Cool.
But you can do like, you can even do, okay, here, let's back up. We can play different notes, which is cool. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just doing a random pattern. And then, but what we can do is we have this pattern, which is kind of mid. But we can do a groove. So we can groove it by hitting this groove here and hitting this little hot swap button, and the grooves will show up here. I have to drag down to see them with Ableton 12's new amazing menu system that I hate. Okay, and we can do quantized 16th, which will make it like, which is like Garage in a nutshell. Cool. And another thing we can do too is there's all these different like variations on how aggressive you want the swing to be.
That's super cool.
Oh, and that's another cool thing about Simpler is you can adjust the length.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. What I would do is put LFO tool.
Can you do velocity in Simpler too?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, cool. Do you ever play with, like, is that something that's important to you, or are you kind of like a, if it's good, you don't need it type of thing?
Not for this. You know, actually it is for certain things, like, for example, if I was going to do a roll with this sample, where I'd want it to, like, rah, you know? It's a little bit tedious, like this. Which is, like, pretty sick, you know?
Yeah, that is cool.
And we can bring this back in. I kind of want to differentiate them a little bit. This sound isn't bad at all, but I'm going to go ahead and go into my EDM Producer Pro.
No way!
Like that? That's just so
that
housey.
Is a better sound.
It's interesting with thermal on it.
Yeah, you can take thermal off it.
I don't mind it. It's kind of cool. And what's cool is we can be like, oh, we don't like this note for the hi-hat, and just...
Oh, sick.
I will say that I like what thermal is doing to the kick, actually, but maybe not everything else. Let's see. Whoops, I dragged out another wrong kick. Gets a little confusing with all these other kicks of yours laying around.
You can take my kicks out. I don't need them. I've been upgraded to the EDM Producer Pro sample pack.
Okay.
It does sound way better, though.
Even still, something's... Oh. Ah! I literally have no idea what that was. Okay, hang on. You know, we may move this pan a little bit left. Damn, that hat was kind of hot. To each their own. Okay, let's move on to this chord lead. What the heck is going on here? I'll tell you what's not going on here. LFO tool. So let's get that going on. Guys, if you don't know about dance music and processing sounds with your drums, when you have your kick in EDM, especially house music, you want everything to be ducking when the kick is playing. You can do that two ways. You can do that many ways, but two ways that I use. One of them is LFO tool. You just put it on immediately. It sounds like awesome. So I'll play you just the kick and the sound that we're working on. Without it, it sounds like this. It's all just playing at the same time, and it's kind of intense. This just causes that sound to just duck in volume when the kick plays. And it just makes stuff sound more professional. When you hear the song Satisfaction by Benny Benassi, that's what you're hearing is sidechaining. The effect, another way to do it is just, you can use stock Ableton plugins. Go to Audio Effects and get a compressor, drag it onto your bass sound, the sound that you're wanting to compress, or this weird organ sound, and you just turn sidechain on, and you route it to the kick. EQ off, ratio all the way up, attack all the way down, and click this bent line here and play with the threshold. Really extreme. So yeah. Okay, let's get a bass going. So what do you think I'm going to use for this bass? Take a wild guess.
EDM Producer Pro bass.
I love that you're shouting out the chorus. No, I'm going to use B bass.
Which is in...
Which comes with instruments, and it's part of Simpler, actually.
Oh, that's the sub bass. Word.
Yeah, so if you just find B bass and instruments under Simpler, let's see, what does it sound like?
Fire.
Okay, great. All right, one more octave down. Dang, that kind of goes hard. Let's go ahead and put an LFO tool because we definitely want to sidechain sub bass. You could use the compressor like I showed you before, but for this, I'm just going to use this. And also, you notice that clicking?
Yeah, what is that?
That is, LFO tool does that a lot of times on sub bass and on most things. You just have to drag this little guy at the end just right over a little bit like that.
And that goes away.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and just use the same LFO tool. All right, another thing I'm going to mention is some of these notes are off. Was that intentional?
Yeah, I manually did them on the grid, but if you think it'd sound better on.
Let's see. Another way we can do this quickly is just highlight everything, clicking in here and pressing Command A, and then right click and hit quantize. Whoa. Let's try this one more time. Quantize settings. Where are quantize settings? Where? Whoa. I'm sorry. I'm just not used to this Ableton. This is sick. Okay. Whoops. So that sounds very locked. Now what we can do though is we can actually take the same groove that we used on those hi-hats, and so it has swing. We just have to make sure to copy it onto all of them, you know, paste it over, and then also to use that same swing on the bass. So now. And then I think having like a, yeah,
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah.
Oh, the mic's all the way over there. It's so far away.
No, it's perfect.
Here.
Oh yeah, do it like that Love song where he goes, damn.
Yeah. It comes up as Taco Bell 4.
Why? Oh, because we're near Taco Bell? No, we're not.
Who knows? Who knows where
'Cause
the
we're in
studio
Taco
is?
Bell?
It's right. It's literally in. If the camera pans down, we're in Taco Bell. I'm like making a song in Taco Bell. Oh my
We
gosh.
set up a whole studio. If you turn the camera just 5 feet to the right, it's tarps. We have effectively boxed off a section.
It's just tarps. Okay, we're gonna do what we did before with a vocal, which was
Little altar boy.
Little Altar Boy. Yeah, we can use that. It's not an Ableton plugin.
Oh yeah. No, the Ableton 12 has a formant shifter.
It does.
Yes.
And we have Ableton 12.
And we have Ableton 12.
So where is that?
I assume it is an audio effects. Look up
Like this?
pitch and formant.
Oh.
I think it might be that.
Where?
That
Pitch?
bottom one, pitch and formant.
Oh, that's so loud.
Well, you have 2 formants going on too.
Yeah.
So you should be able. I haven't used this yet, but it's a built-in auto-tune formant shifter that Ableton just came out with.
Dude, this is insane. Let's go ahead and just throw some overdrive. Overdrive. Okay, that's cool. We just put a little EQ on it. The huge. Duck those highs out. You know me, I'm a simple guy. Keep it pretty simple.
Can you explain on EQ3?
Yeah.
Does yellow mean it's on or off?
So on EQ3, yellow is always on in Ableton.
Yes, but then on the other ones you were like, oh, let's like turn off the highs, and you did that. Does that mean there's no?
So this is where this is where it cuts off for the highs. Everything above this is the highs, and everything below this is the lows. So if we turn this off, it's going to cut everything below 250 out.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. So it's essentially doing like this or whatever.
Got it.
You know, at 250. Which for this. All right, what did you do with the snare before or the clap?
This last clap had like I think it was like a 16th. It was the Haas thing, so it was like a 16th on one.
Was
and
it like
a
that?
dotted 16th.
Oh,
yeah.
It was like spread apart like that?
Yeah, but it was faster. They were 16s. I think one was a 16 and one was a dotted 16. Yeah, like that.
Oh, shoot. That low end really fills it out a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
That's kind of sick. Like going into.
That's
Like
cool.
goes back to the old one for a second. This is just kind of cheeky. You just gotta open your mind and enjoy Taco Bell. This is gonna be
a hit.
This is gonna be outstanding. Once I drag this in, I think everything's gonna kind of click into place. Yeah.
Taco Bell.
You just gotta open your mind and enjoy Taco Bell. Yeah. You just gotta open your mind and enjoy Taco Bell. Yeah. You just gotta open your mind and enjoy Taco Bell. Yeah. You just gotta open your mind and enjoy Taco Bell. Yeah, this is absolutely insane. Okay, and then a sweep. Drums, bass, mids, vocals, effects, and effects are coming in hot here with our sweeps. Maybe do it to here. Enjoy Taco Bell. And we could do our little trick too. Remember our trick?
On the mains where we drop it 1.5 dB going into the chorus and then raise it back to 0.
That's right, like that. And then
A
we'll
plus
just.
for me.
There we go. So now it's on. Enjoy Taco Bell. We could even make this little part where it cuts out 1.5 to be quieter by turning that back on again.
Cool.
And then also, we can have just a cool little break beat right here. And where are we going to find a break beat? Splice. Please sponsor me. Noisy has some insane break beats. They might be insanely loud. Hang on. Most recent. There we go. Break beat.
That's cool.
Darn
And
right
drop
it is.
it down 40 BPM. Yeah, that actually does sound awesome.
Yeah, that actually does. This is a 172 loop. So, guys, if you're like, what? How do you adjust the tempo of something in Ableton? I just drag it in. I click warp. Click yes if you need to. And then adjust where it says BPM down here to the left. This is what you're telling Ableton what the BPM of the sample is. On the sample, you can see it says 172 right here, 172 right here. And then down here, we just match it. So it also says 172. And then... But we want that to be cooler. So to make it cooler, we can do beats. Maybe like... Maybe pitch it up a little bit. And we could try some reverb on it. What are we thinking? Let's send it to a reverb this time. And then, of course, we can filter out some highs and lows to make it feel kind of like a sample. I mean, I guess technically it is.
It'd be cool too if where's the lead part? Can you play the bar leading up to the
I'm also going to automate it so that the LFO tool turns off during that part. So do what? Filter?
No, can you play the bar before that part where everything drops out?
Yeah.
If it hits this note and then it
Uh-huh.
delay filters down
Okay.
before it drops back in.
So like this or this note?
Yeah, so that note should be gone.
Oh, okay.
And then that note will just delay.
Yeah, let's try this. That's a very sick idea, Ryland.
Thanks, man.
All my students have sick ideas. No, that is a very sick idea. So let's do this dub delay, but let's like make it, wait. Because we need it to turn on right at that note. Like that,
Yeah,
timing
and
wise?
then it should turn off.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. So it should end on that left one. Like if it hard cuts where you get that last tick on the left here,
Oh,
I think it ends like right on the next one.
okay.
Cool.
It's like a little bit
Yeah.
off. All right, there's a proper way to do this, and it's to send it to a delay send, I believe, and just have this come up like this. But with faster timing. Whoa. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, this would be really sick too if when that was happening, it was like, where is it? Where are you? EQ8. There should be like a phone.
Oh, cool.
Phone? An even easier way probably is to do auto filter. No, whatever. I'm just gonna go for the big guns. I'm using Pro Q3 because I know that it has a good one. You know, like all filtered. And just have that come on for that, so it's like filtered out. And also bring this down. We'll also filter out some of the highs for this. And then we'll also put these, we'll just put this on all the drums and we'll just turn it on during that break. And then we'll also do our sweep. We need to bring it.
Oh, cool.
And then we'll have it like faded in.
You just gotta open your mind and enjoy Taco Bell.
Another way too is like to initiate that break, we could add one of those effects that we used last time. Let's see. Yeah, like that. It's going to be way too loud, so we can just bring it down. And then we can even send it to that delay. A reverb too. You want to get real crazy, you can even just get rid of this stuff, like and so.
Enjoy Taco Bell.
Wow, that's cool.
Maybe like halfway in you bring in. Yeah.
You just gotta open your mind and enjoy Taco Bell. Yeah. You just gotta.
And then you could have this EQ on all of this stuff in the beginning.
And enjoy
And then probably
Taco Bell. Enjoy Taco Bell.
pretty sick. This hat, I want it to be a little trashier, so we can even use thermal paste on that hat. Try something like, ooh, drum machine. That should be. It almost sounds like a camera taking a picture. All right, last thing. I know I've just been plugging away at random stuff for a while, but a timbale fill is just absolutely essential.
I have the best timbale.
So take this,
Yeah.
and what we'll do is we'll pitch it up. We'll warp it first. And then we'll just put a crap ton of reverb on it. We'll have this cut off as soon as we start. There's that break.
That's cool.
Yeah, we could do even more if we wanted to. Now we come down further. I don't know. There's, endless possibilities. I think there might actually be endless. So here it is.
You just gotta open your mind and enjoy Taco Bell. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just gotta open your mind and enjoy Taco Bell.
Talk about please sync this.
Talk about please sing on this.
If you sync this to a commercial, you could change my life.
I still actually like your hi-hat better, I think. Yeah, it's so much better. Shout out to Ryland for getting the freaking better hi-hat. Like, yes. This just goes harder. Okay, so we knocked out one style that was a little bit more kind of an open beat. This one is more house, 4 on the floor. Any questions left on this one?
No, this is awesome.
Okay, cool. Well, do you have any questions in terms of Q&A? Any quick questions?
What I have been asking you all day,
Yeah.
that you've been making me save for this Q&A.
I don't even remember what it was.
What is the differentiators between all these different types of, like, there's so many subgenres in EDM music.
Yeah.
And then, like, if we just do house, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have, like, progressive house or acid house, tech house.
Yes.
What are all these?
I think that, to be honest, I still don't know what tech house is.
Cool.
I know that tech house comes from techno, but I don't even know what techno is. To me, techno was anything like 4 on the floor. That was techno to me growing up. Oh, it's techno music, you know, that's like house music basically. So I don't really know. I think it's more kind of industrial sounding. There's less melodic. Progressive house to me is a lot more melodic. It uses these plucky synths like we used on this other idea. Like this to me is kind of like Progressive House 101. That to me, it'd be more like, this is not going to sound very good, but actually. So Progressive House is like a plucky synth like this with a 4 on the floor kick under it. I know there's a bunch of people who'd be like, no, it's all these other things. And, you know, feel free to say it in the comments. It would be like 127. That kick is insane. You know, like that. To me, that's Progressive House. Is like a plucky synth like this. Maybe more like Avicii style. I'm sure people would freaking freak out over that too.
I tried to Google it, and it says, like, Rufus Du Sol is, like, the biggest.
Yeah, so you can kind of imagine Rufus Du Sol singing over something like this, kind of. But he would have some bass thing under it as well, playing some other bass part. I'm pretty sure in Synth Hacker there's Rufus stuff. Apparently that's the Rufus bass. I'm sorry. I cannot get over the kick. Just I have to fix. So, you were right. Or whatever. However songs go. Yeah, cool. That would be Progressive House. IMO. I love how it just like destroyed this song and then saved over it. Any other questions? Oh, Acid House, my guess is it has to do with the sound that you're using. So there's kind of like an iconic acid bass that's like the first thing that opens when you open Silent. I don't even know if I have it on here. Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
That's kind of like acid-esque. That's like, this is like iconic.
Cool.
Which is characterized by like two things. The resonance, like without it, and the distortion. So that's like acid bass in a nutshell. So I guess that's Acid House would have something like that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
How do you decide like what sounds fit for what songs? Like, you hated my kick.
Oh.
And it sounded better with your kick on that particular song.
Yeah, I think it's just from making like hundreds of songs. I think you'll make your kicks and you make your songs and you'll make a song that for whatever reason all the samples sound great on it, and you're like, why do the samples sound so good? And then you gravitate towards those samples next time you make another song, and like through many iterations you discover the sounds that you love using. I used to have like a pack of kicks that I loved that I used on all these different songs, and those were like the ones that I loved and used the most. But even still, I'll pull stuff up and I'll listen to it and it won't sound right, and I'll have to go find more samples or whatever, you know. It's still a process, I'll say it that way. Yeah, but I think I have a better idea now listening to something by itself how it's going to sound with everything else. But it's really is, and it sucks that this is the answer because it requires you to do work, but it's trial and error. Yeah, sample. I know I just like freaking blazed through it, but you can go back and watch this, and I'll give you the projects obviously and stuff too. Also, for some of you guys out there, you're going to be perfectly content just watching a bunch of videos on YouTube, which is totally fine. But for a subset of you guys, you want to go above and beyond, and you want to have like an accelerated learning experience and be able to make great music faster. And for you guys, I have a paid program. Rylan is currently going through it right now. I have 2 of them. I have Complete Producer Pro, which is kind of like all music, all genres, and then I have EDM Producer Pro, which is just for people who want to make dance music like this. Rylan, you've taken some of both of them, right?
Yeah, mostly through EDM Producer Pro.
And he hasn't been doing this for very long, and he's already making stuff that sounds awesome. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you at all, just go ahead and check the link out in the description of this video, and you can check out part of the course for free down there. Anyway, all that to say, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this segment, just comment down below, and I'll do more of them. It's fun to be able to pick apart other people's music and show them what I would do in it. Rylan, hopefully it was helpful for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Rylan. He is a great producer and an even greater human, has a good heart, and he values everything that actually matters in life, in my opinion, so it's a joy to spend time with him. And more than anything, remember to stop making excuses and
start making music.
Cheers! That's the high five. No one's ever high-fived the cheers. Cheers.